AI is here to stay. That's from the same visionaries who brought you NFTs of the future. No, but seriously, no, seriously though, no, but no. AI is crucial and we do all need it and we do all want it, and you can tell by how desperately it's being forced into every product, replacing services that were already doing the job it does, but better. You can tell by how companies rely on opt-out agreements to smuggle AI use into products. And you can tell by how video games have to list AI use in their product descriptions on Steam, like cigarettes do, with poison. As Solid Snake would say, kept you waiting, Hank. Huh?
It's been a long time.
It's a deeply unpopular product that inexplicably has financial backing, and I'm not talking about this show, I'm talking about so-called artificial intelligence, regurgitative AI as we like to call it here. Now, I think today's video has no AI stock footage in it. I don't know. Storybox has gone all in on AI ever since I came back. Like during my hiatus, they've just completely embraced it. As has the website where I bought my new boots from the other day. I got some really nice boots, but I can't use Road Plus Wolf anymore because they're all in on AI. So you can't call yourself a vegan business if you are using technology that is immolating the environment. Twats. But yes, welcome to Hi Steph. We've decided to rebrand that a bit because let's face it, it's not going to hurt me at this point. It's called Hi Steph because high definition sounds brilliant when spoken out loud, but looks absolutely terrible written down. So Hi Steph.
Oh, hi Mark.
Now, we won't be back every single Monday since I took my hiatus. The writing career has only expanded potentially, I found out very recently, into actual game development, like game design. So that's very exciting. And no, I will refute what the YouTube rumour mill has been putting about. I am not destitute and living on the street or whatever it was. The rumours of my demise have been greatly invented, which was especially weird considering I was moving house before I left and embarking on a whole ass other career. Now this month we will be back with the year-end honours, Game of the Year, Top 10 Shittiest, and then after that we'll just be doing videos as and when I come to them. I think that will be better for me and better for the videos themselves. Well, I guess the proof will be in the pudding, so let's pudding away. To reacclimate myself to video creation, I thought I would be absolutely vicious as I tear into the Techno gods Execucult. I think I said that right. AI has saved the corporations of the world huge amounts of money by losing tens of billions of dollars. Don't ask me how that math works, I've got dyscalculia. I can't do my times table, let alone understand the profit potential in setting fire to more money than any human mind can reasonably envision, lost with the casual carelessness with which one may lose a penny. Tens of billions, burned at the altar. Tens of billions sacrificed in the temple, all to feed our new god. The new god is hungry, and she will never eat her fill, because she has never hungered. You cannot fill a belly that doesn't exist.
That's the same frail woman who once sprained her wrist from having too much dip on a cracker.
The deity in which Microsoft has placed its faith is but the latest in a long line of techno gods, each one wearing a different face but taking the exact same form. The new god's predecessor is dead, though it never died, just as she was born but never lived. The techno gods do not exist, have not existed, will never exist, and yet their power has always been very, very real. They do not live, but they are here among the living. For even a wholly imagined thing may take form if those who believe in it empower such a thing to do so. And oh, how the techno gods' worshippers have found power in their faith. I implore you, fear that which is not real, for with teeth merely dreamed it may tear into the world and devour It will devour with a frenzied hunger that it does not even feel. The dread god AI does not exist. And yet, she is eating all the same. She has no mouth, and we must hear her scream. Craig, which one of those sign-offs do you think's better? The eating all the same one, or the must scream one? Because I think they're both good. What? No, I'm not going to use both. That would break the flow of the whole video, you stupid cretin. Craig, you got no idea how to make videos. That's why I don't pay you. Now get back to scrubbing my toilet. So Zilla, I've had a great idea. Why don't we just use both of them?
Thanks, Craig. Now I don't feel so bad about what I did to Steph's toilet.
We are fast approaching a day upon which video game publishers will start investing in actual magic beans. And by that I mean beans. Not the magic part isn't the actual bit, the beans are the actual bit. They're going to buy beans. Not literally, but maybe if someone said they could code. I don't know, after that really good intro, I think I'm blowing it now.
Also, there's already a magic bean that can make software. It's called coffee.
Look, the point is, their desperate craving for a cure-all panacea that will allow them to have every dollar that's ever been conceived forever has them believing in magic. They said crypto would be this panacea. They said Ubisoft's mystical magical money circle would be this panacea. They claim regurgitative AI as this panacea, even as it continues to demonstrate its unsustainability and costs them tens of billions. I'm being completely literal when I say this bit. The people running the game industry believe in magic. The things they think, the promises they make, the very clearly unrealistic and logistically impossible ideas they espouse. It is magical gibberish. The exact kind of thing that a lovably crotchety old man might label mumbo-jumbo. A multi-billion-dollar industry, an entire medium of human creativity, is entirely in the hands of terminal fantasists who believe in magic and run businesses based on that belief. Which is a belief, I feel I should remind you, in magic. Fucking wizards and elves and shit. That's what they believe.
Imagine you're a thief who slips stealthily like a shadow in the night. Imagine you're a wizard with magic coursing through your veins. Imagine you're an elf who silently stalks through the forest with a dagger.
AI is just the latest sorcery they've poured their seemingly endless supply of naive faith into, and boy howdy, does faith cost a lot of money these days. Billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars are being spunked into the ether, paid in tribute to a techno god that doesn't exist. It's not just Microsoft, of course, it's not just games. Corporations in every sector are wasting obscene amounts of money on a shared delusion. All going ooh and ah as they place bets on a silicon sorcerer with a ping pong ball and a few red cups. Companies have so fetishized the idea of free labor, they're paying the highest prices to get it. If they can just realize their dream of a world without employees, they think, the savings will come. The savings will come. It'll all be worth it when nobody has a job and all the money's dried up. The savings will come, they tell themselves as they fall to their knees and bow in delirious prostration before a pedestal upon which rests the figure of their worship. The pedestal is empty, not because they believe in nothing, but because nothing they believe has a basis in anything that's something. God damn, this script is good. You see, ChatGPT users? You see what you can do when you actually practice using words on your own? You fucking twats. It's not just Microsoft, but make no mistake, Microsoft is, in my diplomatic opinion, a crater of filth, ruled by cruel imbeciles who don't understand basic facts about the industries they hungrily exploit. Its executives are deeply stupid people who mistake their predatory ruthlessness for savvy. You can't pump that much money into open fucking AI and convince me you've got more than half a peanut shell rattling around in your fucking skull. If Microsoft's entire executive class all melted in hot slag tomorrow, the world wouldn't be worse. Microsoft's executives have decided the Xbox division will have a 30% profit margin. Okay. This is not how reality works. You can't just decide how much money a thing will make and expect it to do so just because you told it to. It is the exact same mentality as those people who believe in manifesting, who think they'll get a new car if they just believe in it hard enough. You can't just decide something will be 30% profitable. Oh, let me try. I'll have 900,000 subscribers again. Did it work?
Try wording it a little differently.
You can't just decide something will be 30% profitable. I know, I already said that, but I need to say it again. For my own sake. Not for theirs. I need to say it to ground myself, to remember what is rational, what is reasonable, what is not the warped delusions of a drooling chimp in a business suit. These hallucinations are, it goes without saying, horrifyingly destructive. In order to try and make the delusion real, Microsoft will lay more people off, jack more prices up, cut more corners, shut more projects down. And I know some of you want to say, well, they're already doing that. The operative word was more. They will do these things more and more and more and more in a vain attempt to brute force reality itself to obey its fantastical demands. Microsoft has just decided it's getting the kind of profit Nintendo enjoyed at the absolute pinnacle of its commercial success. Nintendo, by the way, achieved this success by putting out products that millions of people found exciting. Microsoft wants to achieve that success by increasing the price and decreasing the value of a subscription service. Bravo.
Good luck. Have fun.
Oh wait, not just that though. They've got Black Ops 7. Which itself was made by AI. God damn, won't someone carve my head off with a fucking skateboard?
This isn't real.
The hell it ain't!
If an ordinary person suggested to me that they were going to run a business the way Microsoft is running the Xbox division, I'd be gravely concerned for their health. When a multi-billion-dollar company like Microsoft does it, why am I supposed to think it's normal? Why aren't the people who imagined how much money Xbox is going to make and then tried to run a business based on these fevered imaginings being evaluated right now to see if they're well enough to do their job? I'll tell you why. Because big business is a deranged cult that believes in fairy tales like perpetual economic growth. A truly unhinged cult that preaches of a promised land where their products get made for free by digital pixies and somehow sold at high prices to customers who have no money because they were all laid off. A technocratic death cult that worships a machine god, a god that will eradicate the working class and leave in its place an eternal cornucopia upon which the chosen few may sustain themselves forever. Just nobody ask why this cornucopia doesn't look like one of those pointy things and instead resembles a pile of hollowed out corpses. The techno death cult does not see the world as we see it. They see an unreality and they truly think it real. The technocracy has to believe in the unbelievable, you see, because it is founded on pure make-believe. Where the rest of us set our expectations within the boundaries of what is possible, executives are too fucking thick, too fucking ignorant to even know there are boundaries. Just ask Ubisoft's managers, am I right? The answer is yes, I am right. Because that company covered up years of sex abuse. The realm of possibility has no fixed borders for these childlike emperors. This isn't me merely speculating, by the way. I know and am stating as a fact that video game management literally believes anything they want to happen is able to happen purely because they want it to happen. Only recently, a developer friend was telling me of a time a publisher asked them to do a $10 million game for half of $10 million, and when they were told they couldn't get a $10 million game for less than $10 million, and pitched an idea that would actually work within budget, the publisher said, yeah, it was a good idea, but we told the focus group about the $10 million idea and they liked that more, so can you not just do that for $5 million instead? Now, many developers watching this video will think I'm talking about them, and I'm not. Probably not, unless their name's Mike. I'm only joking, they weren't called Mike. If you're a developer called Mike right now, don't shit your pants. Unless you're a Mike I don't know who was working on that project. Oh, good lord, Dave's gonna kill me. Point is, this is not an uncommon story. This is what working with major publishers is like for pretty much every developer I know. Game executives are total dumb fucks who believe in fantasies and don't understand reality as a basic concept. Part of me wondered if I'd change my tune a little after getting into the game development side of the business. You know, I've been away from videos for a while, I've worked a lot more closely with those making games, I've learned a great deal, and I inevitably had to wonder, you know, years of criticising the game industry from the outside, maybe I would realise how wrong I was when I actually saw how the sausage got made. But I have not changed my tune. In fact, I'm only more galvanised. All that really changed is I now have a greater personal stake in the future of the game industry, and I have even more spiteful enmity toward the cronyist parasites sucking the life out of my industry. AI is spun from the same ethereal cloth as that 30% profit fantasy. They just decided AI would make them lots of money and invested in it without knowing how it would make them money. They simply decreed AI would be their saviour and then crammed it into everything, again trying to force reality to work the way they think it should work. And they want to railroad us into having the same delusion. They want to drag us into it. What is it they call that? A simian perineum, I believe they call it.
No, they do not. And you do not want to Google what they do call that.
And they have to keep thinking AI is the future because they staked the future on it. These morons see a shiny new toy and they go all in, unable to show restraint, playing with billions of dollars and thousands of lives based on nothing but whimsical impulses. They're so easily wowed, so swiftly excited, such utter believers in the next big tech fad, and they fall for it every time. For a bunch of con artists, video game executives are the biggest fucking marks in the business. Square Enix, a company that loves to scam itself and routinely claims the latest tech fad is the future, wants 70% of its quality assurance done by AI in the next 2 years. Quality assurance! Possibly the thing AI is worst at. Quality assurance by something that is literally made out of plagiarism. And we literally know how this will go, don't we?
Unless you got a meatball for a head.
The QA will be bad because AI doesn't know what good looks like, and Square Enix will need to pay humans to fix all the mistakes because that's what keeps happening. Square Enix thinks AI is the future, like it thought crypto was the future, play to earn was the future, the Twatterverse was the future. One god, many faces. Square Enix worships the multifaceted scam messiah. Every now and then I sit back and remember, holy shit, Bungie was sold to Sony based on a lie and we all know it and nothing was done about it. Because that's just normal. Bungie's leadership intentionally misled Sony's executives about the studio's financial prospects and Sony's executives swallowed it up. To trick these people isn't difficult because they come pre-tricked. You simply tell them what they want to hear and they're too arrogant to think that what they want might not be what's happening.
Only the clown is impressed.
Like if you scam a Sony executive, you can't even be proud of yourself. Because you're scamming people that greenlit Concord.
You're still mad at me?
What you're doing is bullying. When it comes to studio sales, though, it's not as if companies are particularly discerning. We are currently in the midst of a massive industrial strip mining operation as the biggest corporations compete to own, exploit, and eventually exhaust as much territory as possible. What they call acquisition and consolidation is in fact a gleeful banquet. They're gobbling up everything in sight, and when the entire aim is to feast, you can't be a picky eater. These corporations, they do not acquire, they consume. They do not consolidate, they digest. It is eating, nothing more, and at the end of this gluttonous feeding frenzy, there is only the steaming brown log of what used to be the game industry. And now it is time for the dystopian propaganda part of the show. Did I say that bit out loud? No, I didn't, and anybody who heard it is one of them. The industry is predominantly populated by two types of people, makers and takers. There are those who get into a creative medium to create, to express, to share their art, to make something. Then there are those who see all that creativity, that expression, the product of other people's hard work, and they think, I want to take that. They come along after the work was done and simply decided they deserve to benefit from it far more than the workers. I realise that in a way I sound like Andrew Ryan, with some sick splash of irony, talking of the parasite. But the real irony is the hyper-libertarian execucultist. They are the parasites. The mega-rich will tell you it's the poor looking for handouts, the needy being entitled, the sick having the temerity to think they've an innate right to life. But no, it's the shit-wit dip-fucks masturbating atop the industries they scammed their way into, and who seized the lion's share of the money despite not doing a damn thing to earn it. They want to replace game developers. Think about that. The cunts who don't make games, who never made games, want to replace the people who were there long before them, who made them all the money, and they're now using that money to try and exterminate them. They moved in, they sucked the blood, and now they're ready to kill. You want parasites? There's your fucking parasites. In the 2010s, members of the Epstein class, executive class, attempted to justify their existence by repeatedly insisting they were job creators. That was the best, the only reason they could offer for their supposed necessity. They make the jobs that we all need for doing a job, and therefore they cannot be uninstalled. But they aren't job creators anymore, are they? They're job killers. Incentivized, driven, determined to classify as many of us obsolete as possible. So I would challenge any one of these corpo bosses who refer to themselves as a job creator to tell us, what is the point of you? What purpose do you serve? What do you create? Why isn't your job obsolete now that you don't even pretend it's what you do? You worthless piece of shit. Look, say what you will about that time the CEO of a health insurance company was shot dead, but it did not worsen the world. Not even the mass murdering corporation he ran was inconvenienced for his passing. Truly, the CEO is among life's most worthless animals, a creature that contributes less than nothing to our world, yet receives more money in a year than you or I will see in our lifetimes. Do I advocate for their deaths? No. For the CEO is so disposable, so utterly replaceable, that the death of one begets the creation of another. Like any infection, the CEO is only truly eliminated by cutting away the source. The ultimate irony, and I have said this in the past, is that those deciding who among us are redundant to the most superfluous entities our society produces. The executive creates nothing, innovates nothing, imagines nothing. Whatever cold, calculated, inhuman decisions they make is nothing an algorithm cannot do. In fact, their jobs are among the few I imagine could be done better by a database of bullshit. It is utterly sick that it's the takers attempting to carve the makers out of our medium, when it ought to be the other way around. It is perverse, obscene, depraved. Most arguments in favour of AI are made by the takers, the ones who think AI can develop games because they have no fucking idea how games are made. AI is championed by those who have derivative ideas, unoriginal thoughts, because those are the only ones who think creativity can be synthesized from itself. Now, of course, creative work is inspired by other creative work, but in order to be inspired by something, you must first be capable of having inspiration, which an algorithm made up of laundered plagiarism isn't. But you try telling that to these corporate freeloaders. Have you ever heard the way they talk about movies and music and writing? To those salivating butchers currently taking an artificial cleaver to the entire sum of human creativity, all art is just software. They think you can patch and tweak without consideration for artistic intent, without understanding how and why a piece of media is made the way it is, because to them it's all cold hard code. A Google engineer asks an algorithm to help him do some colouring in, and he thinks he's fucking Michelangelo. The more I listen to these embarrassments, the more I realise so-called generative AI has been doomed from the start. Because it's not just a poor tool, it's in the hands of even poorer workers. Even if AI was better than it is, it would still be unable to create meaningful art because it's being used to serve the interests of those who see no value in meaning. They don't understand or appreciate what they're trying to emulate any more than the algorithm does. They just know they want to emulate it as quickly and cheaply as possible. A while back I did a video about how investors want the next Balatro, and that's exactly what they're asking developers for. Can you do what Balatro did? They don't know how or why Balatro is successful, and they don't want to do the work to find out. They just want Balatro copied. Because that's the executive mind. It's not a human brain, it's a fucking photocopier, so of course it loves AI. Executives are thinking, finally, a game developer that gets me, that's on my wavelength. Ultimately, that is the relationship between this industry's leaders and so-called generative AI. Automatons talking to automatons, unable to recognize context or understand the why and how of the art they want to sell. These vandals see no material difference between strangers on a train and Microsoft Word, subsequently consigning themselves and their precious AI to an eternity of pale imitation. And when audiences finally get sick of seeing the same old shit, photocopied and photocopied again and again and again, getting paler and paler each time, the execucultists of the Techno god will have faith once more in the makers they took from, because where else are they gonna get some fucking new ideas? So I've said before, I'm not so much scared of AI as I am scared of the people who think I should be scared of AI, because they're the dickheads with their hands on the steering wheel.
You look like a real jerk. Well, I am a corporate executive.
And they'd drive all of us off a fucking cliff if Grok told them to, which it probably would. I am not under threat by AI as a writer, because I can make new things, I can have my own ideas. And of course I'm lucky enough to work with developers who also think AI is garbage. But more than afraid, I'm just insulted. The shit I can do with my fingers and a vocabulary, and you think I should be afraid of an algorithm that can at best copy what I've already done? Fuck you. This video is maybe not a lot of anything.
You seen this runtime? It's a lot of things.
It's a lancing, I suppose. A piercing of the pustule to let the poison out. It's been a while, after all, and the video game industry hasn't improved in my absence, funnily enough. It hasn't improved in the 10 plus years I've done this shit. I've watched and catalogued a plundering for over a decade. A slow, protracted plundering of the medium I've dedicated my working life to. And I've watched some of the laziest bone-idle cunts walking this earth take and take and take from some of the hardest working and most dedicated people I know. More than anything, I want those executive takers to get the fuck out of my industry. At least Bull X Pit is good. And there you have it. Hopefully that was a nice bit of catharsis for us all. I certainly feel a lot better after that. Do not expect, as I say, a video every single Monday, although before the year is out, we will have those 2 year-end honours videos, so you can take that to the bank. Until then, thank you all so much for the support, and thank you so much to my patrons who supported me and let me feel confident enough in taking such a break, and who have been just incredibly... I want to use a word that isn't supportive, but means the same thing.